Good evening, YouTube fam. Welcome back to Dark Angel's Journey. I'm Shakira, and I thought I'd jump in to the charts tonight a little bit and just kind of talk through support and resistance and how to draw them for the charts, because I know it sometimes can be difficult to kind of figure out what your targets are and all that good stuff. So, if you like these types of content, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I do tend to post pretty much daily as much as I can. This one's a kind of a late post because I've been out biking and hiking today, just enjoying the outdoors. But it's about what 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and I thought I'd come in and see what Bitcoin's been doing. I saw earlier it was trying to break down a little lower, so that was fun. But no trading for me. But I thought let's talk through support resistance so you guys can figure out how to draw them on your charts, at least the basics, right? And I think this is something that every beginner trader should be able to do. And one of the biggest things that's like super important about drawing these out is to kind of figure out where things are, where price might be getting gravitated to, if it's oscillating like we saw here. um how many days was this anyway after this dippy? So we've been what, about 79 days so far, and then this actual oscillation took about 62 days, this upward um, support resistance line that I just drew. So let's talk about why these are important, right? So if you're going to be drawing your support and resistance line, let me zoom in a little bit better. Like, you want to make sure that that line has a bunch of really good touches. Like, this isn't perfect here. Let me just tap that. Sometimes it's hard to get it perfect, but so if you're starting here, you want to zoom in and make sure that whatever line you've drawn has a number of times when it's been like spot on, like that tapped it, 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 went below it a little bit. So what that's telling you is that its prices come back to the space, tested it, couldn't break below it, so it's probably going to bounce off of it and gravitate towards the next level, right? Now, these support resistance lines can be, diagonal, horizontal, whatever works. And we've already seen that, there are all these different patterns that you can draw, chart patterns that you can draw. So, like, for example, this one would have been considered a bearish pattern because the bearish pattern is meant to go up with the expectation that it's going to break down below, right? And then the bullish pattern is the opposite, right? Like, so if it's turning downwards, it's gonna break back up, supposedly, right? That's what it says. Now, another type of support and resistance that you can draw, and is the horizontal one, right? I always mix up vertical and horizontal, but whatever. I think this is horizontal and vertical goes that way. Whatever. If I'm wrong, pop it into the comments. Let me know. Also, guys, I'm so sorry. I don't have a video on right now because I don't have good lighting. So it would just be like a really shadowy version of me, and nobody wants to see that anyway, right? Ha. All right, so check it out. So I was taking a look up here, and I was seeing this kind of like, and let's zoom in a bit, right? So now we have a horizontal pattern here, and it's hit a couple of times. Bam, 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 bam. You know what's really nice though? Like, even if it's something that's been touching recently, one thing to do that's really, really important is to scroll over to the left, right? See if you have additional confirmations from previous price action. Because look at that. Bam. I mean, like down to the T. Bam. Almost. Let's come back over. Here's a couple more. Nice, nice. So that makes me feel a little bit, more comfortable that the price might actually take a pause when it hits that space, right? So I like to draw those. And then I like to also take a look at, what was happening on top as well. And if it's got the areas that have the most touches is most likely where I'm going to draw it, and then I'm going to go to the left and see if I have additional confirmation. So let's look at the one I just added, right? So, oh man, look at that. Spot on. Bam, 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 bam. I mean, this created like a little mini channel, and then there's a bit of a mini breakout here, a false break, and then they roll right back into it. Another false break. Basically, just trying to get above it and figure out if they had the fuel to go higher. Sadly, they didn't. We are, guys, in a recession. I don't care what anybody says. We're in a recession. Inflation is crap. We're, you know, the 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 selling pressure is pretty hard. So every time we see some sort of like relief rally, I'm personally thinking it's going to be somewhat short-lived, but that's just my opinion. Remember, guys, everything that I'm showing you guys here is just entirely um, my opinion. None of it is financial advice, so don't definitely do not um, take it as such. And I'm eventually going to get a banner up that I can show you how that goes. All right, guys. So you know so far we've gotten a rising bearish pattern that was going on in the daily. Then we have like these horizontal, vertical. Nah, I keep messing up. Anyway, these two lines that are good resistance. So if we're gonna like break upwards, or if you would have, then I would have expected some resistance here, and then if we broke above it, another set of resistance there. In all honesty, it's good to mark these off in your chart so um, if price starts to gravitate to those areas, that you might be able to have like a target area to work towards, right? Or even if it breaks above it and stabilizes, then this will then, instead of being resistance, will now become support, right? And then you can start to use this as a target to take longs from, right, up to the next level. Oh my god, these mosquitoes are out here trying to eat me, guys. Trying to eat me. All right. So when you're drawing your sort of support and resistance lines, take a look at your high time frames, your daily, your weekly, and find those strong lines of support. Make sure that they touch a bunch of times. Spot on. Okay? Because if it's not doing that, it's going to be weak, and it's going to most likely be able to push through. Now, if there's enough fuel up or down through a resistance, it'll break through it. Like it broke. Look at look at how long it took to consolidate along in here, and then it broke it when it finally got the fuel, right? But that's the thing, the longer it takes for them to test it, test it, and test it, eventually it's going to break, right? I mean, look at this. Look at this one, right? They tested this thing multiple times. They were just enjoying it. They tried to break below it. They pinned it down here, and then they came right back into it. I mean, how many days was this before it broke? 31 days, all right? So that's another thing. Patience, guys. Patience. But in the middle of all of this is opportunities, right? So once you've figured out your high time frame stuff, and actually, let me pin this horizontal level because I'm expecting, so 17,626 was like the lowest we've gone. What's that? Since, and this is on Bitcoin, since June 19th. Okay. So let's go see what else we got. So we just did that one. Hey, look at it. Look at it. It found some support, pinned it, pinned it, pinned it, pinned it. So it's a good level, right? Now, if we break below this thing, I think there's nothing but air, nothing but air. And let me show you one indicator as to why I say that, right? Let me see. I think it's the volume visible. Yes, the visible volume range. And let me make a quick adjustment here. 270. Perfect. Okay, perfect. So let's go back up. Let's roll back into where we are over here right now, right? So when you're looking at this particular indicator, what it's showing is where the volume is, right? Where people are putting in their orders, and they've historically placed them, et cetera, where the real interest is, right, guys? So if you notice, this range, this level here, right? And let's drop a little. Let's do a little something, something, right? Let's just do this, just for funsies. See how that lines up with all that activity and volatility at that level? That's because this is where traders have shown interests, right? So as you're looking at that, look at all the empty air below it. This stuff right here, this volume, this level of interest from traders, if we break below it, there is nothing below here to stop us from dropping super low. Nothing. It's terrible. It's scary. It's terrifying. So we need to hold this level here, or the potential for Bitcoin to tank is pretty rough, you know. But this stuff is great because if we can break back above it, areas where you can trade, like from one level of interest to the next level of interest, right? So you could go here, take a long up to this area here, and I'll do a video about indicators that I'm interested in backtesting. I want to do that when I can do my vid, but not tonight. But I just wanted to do the support resistance stuff. That's super important to check out. But I just wanted to kind of show you guys some of these cool features. But hey, one thing to note, and this is something I was looking at last night, and I was getting my hair did. And I didn't really have time to actually put any kind of trades in. So while I was at the hairdresser and I was looking at the charts on my phone, and I will freely admit I don't like trading on my phone. Not trading on my phone, but I don't like putting things together on the charts and testing them out on the phone. It kind of gives me anxiety. But anyway, so last night I was looking at this. I was like, oh man, look at this awesome um, bullish flag, right? So I was thinking to myself, if once this breaks and stabilizes, and this is the technical target because I created this from the top of this thing. Oops, come on. Somewhere, something like that. It wasn't perfect because I was doing it on my phone. And I was thinking to myself, yeah, if it breaks upwards, then we could see it coming into, perfect, that imbalance that's sitting up here. So I was thinking, maybe 2100, you could take profits. But hey, you saw what it did, right? It broke and it went about, uh, what, a quarter of the technical. And then it tanked and now it's trying to roll back down. But if you were watching this yesterday and you're expecting that, I hope that you guys took the time to pay close attention to it and take a look at these candles that were forming, right? So we have this green and red candle, um, and once I start seeing more green, red, I would have said this is a good time to get up out of here because it just wasn't. It felt kind of like a fake breakout to me. But once I saw that, I was like, all right, time to roll. Anyway, So these types of like support and resistance and chart patterns. Oh, did my mouse just? Yeah, it did for a second. Sorry about that, guys. So it's really important for you guys to train your eyes to start to see these patterns, right? And honestly, if you'd seen this early on, while it was still in this lovely broadening space, and you got confirmation here, then another confirmation here, then these would have been really good spaces for you to like look for um, longs up to the top of this thing, this channel, and then a short from the top of the channel to the bottom. Because remember, guys, like we're here to make some money, right? We're not here, and I'm talking as like someone who's trying to become more of a scalper, right? I don't want to be sitting in a trade for days on end. It kind of gives me anxiety. So I'd rather, take the time to ride something from here up to here. And that took 13 hours, right? And that's a lot. But, you know, for me, I would have been like, well, here's this lovely imbalance on the left here. Imbalance, 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 and we're in a channel. Yeah, if I got in down here, I might have taken my long, waited for it to pull back, because that's what it does, right? It likes to pull back. And look at this W formation that it created within the channel. So you just got to start to be able to see all of these different formations as they're coming down, right? So check. Ah, I messed that up. Ah, come on. Try and do this at night. Haha. Beautiful W formation. That's the thing I like about these channels, right? Draw back. This is kind of like an M. Draw down, come back up, create another W. Because remember, guys, these things don't have to play out perfectly, but if you see them working out the way you expect, and this is not a perfect W, whatever, but um, then you could have been like, and maybe this would be better on a bigger time frame, but if you can start to train your eyes to see the patterns and the potentials for the patterns, then you can start to understand how the market might move, how you might set up your own personal trades based off of that, right? Because for me, when I see a pattern like this and it's within a wedge like this, I know that my area of trading is pretty much, and let me see, me grab the gun box. So what I would do in this case is from my highest to my lowest area. So like this would be my gameplay area right here with the GAN box. So based on that, when I'm down here in this lovely light green area, I'm thinking to myself, I need to take a long. I can take a long from this within this structure, within this support and resistance. And this was a bullish, bullish flag, bull flag. Haha, I need to learn to say those properly. And then once, while I'm in this space, I can take longs from these areas. If I missed it here and I see that it pulled back and then it's rolling back up, nice green candles, could take another long from here back into here, up to here, right? Because we still have stuff to eat. Boom. Yum, yum. See, it came back and took it. So, you know, it's important for us newbie traders to start figuring out how these things work and how to use them, because we don't want to become liquidity for the market maker. We don't want to be giving away our money to these folks. We want to be taking money from them. So let's work on training our eyes to start to notice these patterns, especially you can even like see them inside of these tiny, this is on the 15-minute. You can even see them inside of here. And let me take those off, right? Because look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Isn't this fun? Look at this bearish pattern right here. Look at that. You could have been looking to trade this puppy right here. And it's not gonna be perfect. Look at that. Yeah. Touch, 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 touch. Bearish. This is a bull flag. Sorry, I keep saying bearish. This is a bull flag. Coming on down. So what happens when those things break? They go up. Right? And then same thing with let's see. Uh, Same thing with an upward. So if you'd seen this, and this is not the most perfect thing, but look at this one, right? Just a little guy coming up, doing a little bull flag. There's this little chart thingy that I need to learn how to use properly. Hold on, let's find it. What are you called? Where are you? No. The regression parallel channel. Here we go. All right, so you could have even traded this guy. Oops. Right? Look at that channel. Upwards, and let me repurpose this. And just for funsies, right? Because if we're looking at this as this light green area as or ooh, it just disappeared right behind it, didn't it? Haha. You know, you could have taken a quick short from here or be prepared for it. You didn't even have to take it because we're down here in this area where, in my mind, I'm thinking I need to make longs, right? But this would at least prepare you for the fact that, all right, so we're in this channel, we touch, touch, touch. Okay, we've made ourselves a little bit of resistance. Now we can start to look for a long, right, from this area. Boom. And even I'm still working on how to figure this out, right? It's so fascinating, guys. This is so cool. But like if you're following the track, like here's another one, right? Here's another one we could have been. Let me just do that. Yeah. Here's another little channel we could have been tracking down and what, and then once it broke, gone back up. And in this case, we're in the premium zone, right? We're in this red space, and then we're also like halfway to the start of the resistance channel, right? So I might have been like, well, I'm just gonna like wait for it to hit it, see if it's gonna try and break out. At this rate, probably not just yet because we haven't quite squeezed in just yet. And I do love a good squeezing and then breakout, yeah. But and then so I could have come in here and used this resistance as a an area where I can look for an entry into a short down to the other bottom area here. Because look what happened. And we can probably take a quick look at how long it took for them to actually like meander about until they went back down. But they did go back down, right? Let's grab this ruler. So like let's say you decided to do something from here. Take a short. It would have taken you 19 hours and 15 minutes to take your profit at that next level, right? So you could be playing inside of this support and resistance bull flag um, for a couple of days, making some good trades. But guys, remember, don't over leverage. All right, especially when going long. Um, we're in a bear market. We are in a recession. The macroeconomics is against any kind of real bullishness. So, but the way this stuff works, everything can't go down consistently. There has to be like relief rallies and all that jazz. And honestly, last night I was thinking, all right, so at most they'll come back up here, but they didn't. They took about, like I said, a quarter of it, a little more maybe, and then dumped it back down. And then now we're back in this channel, and they're trying to figure it out. Fun fact, though, look at that. And I want to show you guys this thing. So this level, which had been support, became resistance because we're up here. They came and touched it a number of times. Look at that. Oh, cool. They made this resistance for a little bit. They made this support for a little bit, rose above it, tried to stabilize, couldn't do it, and then broke it. And now look what it's become. This is what I would call, and I guess down here is more where it would be, but down here it's sort of floating. Look at it. It's floating downwards with the level. Do you know how terrifying that is? So if you've drawn your support and resistance levels and you start to see price oscillating up and down, or it can't quite pick a direction, stay away, okay? This is just not it's not going to bode well for you, right? It's one thing for it to be a um a resistance and then it flips into support and stabilizes. That's great. But if it's sitting here floating about, run for the hills. Go find another coin to play with, because that's what you need to do. Okay? Trying to, unless you're like an advanced trader and you have some amazing algorithm for trading these floating levels, run for the hills. Because do you know what I see here? Nothing. I see a whole lot of like, I don't know what the heck is happening, and I'm out of here. But anyway, all right, guys. So I just wanted to like talk through a little bit of some of the support resistance scenarios and how to kind of like take a look at what's happening inside of here. Now remember, whatever you do, you need to remind yourself, I am working with my own trading algorithms, right? My own trading processes. What I do is my choice, right? So please, whatever your process is, whatever your algorithm is, whatever way you choose to get in here, pick a spot, make an entry, then exit, please, please, please try to be patient with yourself, right? Try to be patient with that process, that, procedure that you're creating to figure out how to do your thing. Me, I'm doing the same thing. That's the one thing I've figured out is, I'm thinking I can just open the charts and just jump right in. That's not going to work for anybody. Let me just tell you right now, that's not going to work because, you know, price moves at whatever speed it wants to move. Look how long it would have taken you to take profit from here to here. 19 hours, okay, of all of this weirdness and blah, 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 breaking down. It's a lot, right? That's a lot of patience that you got to work with. So just remember, like, the market's going to take as long as it's going to take. Just make sure and manage your risk and money management. Okay, guys? All right. So if you've got any questions or thoughts or, comments, drop them in the comment section, please. Um, Also, not feel free, please, for the love of everything, like and subscribe. Okay? I absolutely enjoy making this content for y'all. But, it makes me feel like y'all appreciate a sister when you hit the like button and when you hit the subscribe button and when you pop a comment in there if you feel like it. You don't have to do any of those things, but, it would make Shakira feel good. All right, guys, stay safe out here. Try and take the money from the market maker and not give it to him. Don't forget, if you're brand spanking new, don't start trading with big amounts of money, okay? Do at least 3 months of paper trading, and then another 3 months of trading with tiny amounts, which is where I'm at right now. I'm trading with like 50 USDT, when I do my trades with like a 3x leverage because I'm not interested in being liquidated at all. So, don't jump in with all of your monies. That's just insane. In any case, I'm dropping some links in the description of some good spots and traders that I follow Also some cool folks that I also some of my really good friends that are doing like amazing things in the wellness scene and the art scene as well. If you want to take a quick gander. And as always, if you need anything at all, just pop it in the comments and just let me know. I know one last thing though. I know the audio is not the best, but I am working on it, and I'm gonna get a mic or something to kind of sort that out. I'm working with the audio mixer too to filter out a lot of the background noise. I didn't realize that I didn't know how to do that before, but I'm learning, guys. I'm learning. All right, so enjoy this long weekend for the folks who are in the U.S. and for everybody else. Well, enjoy the weekend anyway because you don't have to work. At least I hope you don't. And y'all have a good one. Shakira out.